Good evening and welcome to KILI Radio Storytelling Hour. My name is Brian Sergeant Cloud, and I come up here every Wednesday and bring you KILI Storytelling Hour. I bring you story, news about education, my thoughts on the Lakota language. And I have two words, persevere and commit. And I have been doing this for a long time, and I've been teaching Lakota. And those two words, if I always feel, some people out there maybe can teach Lakota once a week and then leave for a while and come back. But for me, my belief is that once you start, if you're committed, then you have to persevere. You have to do it all the time. Sometimes even on weekends, I spend maybe a few minutes on the Lakota language. And even my storytelling hour, sometimes I pick up magazines and look for interesting things about culture or beliefs or things that people do when they persevere. So that's why I always remind myself when I come up here that I have that commitment and I have this perseverance for my Lakota language. So good evening, and many of you are going back from work right now. It is a real good day to travel. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's still daylight. It'll be daylight for another maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. So if you're leaving a little bit late, be careful because there's deer out there. It's fall, and during fall weather, all the deer come out, and it seems like they hang around the roads. So be careful out there. And there's horses out there too. I was just about running into a herd of horses between Manderson and Monday the other night. So be careful out there. Una ohimia Lakota pikile wakata. Atana ni anagopta nakapi lechtatik. Venes chankuga no tukteria hiapi ya galapi nes ya ut. Iha pilamayapi. Natao monit. Lechtatik chusnina ha. Nakesh nachtiptaitu. Kastan Hawaii here. Now, Kelo na petu topa ke oshita chaktaskerta. Now, Aktapo. Chalo imchai chukchua hichatoksai. Elo chala kitana, la butinza chala chaze kacha. Ingoneta kuku engton cheta.
Good evening. It was a beautiful day today. I was very busy. I had a good class. Good class this afternoon, and I was busy with a project, so my mind just was there. But I enjoyed the day. And I hope all of you did too.
Well, this evening, before we start, I want to say good evening to Charlie up in Martin, and also to Tom in Pine Ridge, and Prairie Edge, downtown Rapid City. And also all you listeners out there on KILIRadio.org around the world. And to Rapid City, and right here from Porcupine Butte. Good evening. Remis la peha kanza was chamocha. Wato ha itaw lat ha ubugla ma tok sa hanu taku api no black. So this evening I wanted to share two stories, and I have an article here about the Lakota language, and then this afternoon usually I spend 40 minutes with 7th and 8th graders. And today, because of scheduling, and there was a lot of activities at the school today, so they spent close to an hour with me. And what I wanted to share was, this is my fourth year at Mundindi. My fourth year. It's third or fourth. I keep mixing. Fourth year. I'm starting my fourth year. And when I started at Mundindi school, I started a language project, and we call it immersion. And immersion was for the kindergarten, and then we were going to add, every year we were going to have like first year kindergarten, second year first kindergarten and first, and then third and fourth, and then we were going for 5 years. We wanted to go 5 years. And the thing that I wanted to share is we concentrated on the little ones, and then I still teach the upper grades, like the fourth grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. But the thing that that thought came to me today when I spent that whole hour with this group, 7th and 8th graders. And, they were really interested in the language. And I know they were interested, but it seems like we did most of our, we concentrated on the little ones because we wanted to start young. And we always say that you should start with the little ones first. Like right now, we have Toshkapa, they're doing the child care, and they're starting with 2-year-olds. And then like the immersion project at the college, they started out with 3rd graders, or 3-year-olds. So, and we always say that the younger children, it's easier to teach them because they're still like a learning process. But they do learn once they're like kindergarten age, like they are very they can learn a lot of things. They're more open. Their mind or their brain is more open. Like their computer is open. What do you think about that? But so today, okay, before you answer that, today I had before they left, I put a question up on the board, and the question was, why I will speak Lakota. And I didn't want to put the other one down. I thought about putting why should I speak Lakota. But I put that, I changed it and I said why I will speak Lakota. And then I moved on around, and there was 14 students in there. And I'll share their answers with you after your thoughts on the starting young. And even into adults, because you're teaching adults right now.
Well, I learned to speak my language at a very young age. In my family, through my father and mother, my grandparents, uncles and aunts and cousins and other playmates who were Lakota speakers at the time. So it came, although it's a learning process, came natural for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remind my students that, when they have trouble with making the sounds, I always tell them, you made these sounds as a baby. you can say "ha" and stuff like that. I said, when you were a baby, you knew you could make those sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in dealing with my own grandchildren, I get them to say things, khla khla, khli khlila, stuff like that. Boy, they say it without any hesitation. No trouble at all. They just say it.
The word, the Lakota word that I hear is nujala.
Yeah.
That means that their brain is more
absorbed. Yeah.
Like a sponge.
Yeah. And then their tongue too.
Mm-hmm. So
because that's why you have trouble, and you're gonna, like, if you're not a Lakota speaker and you try to make those sounds, you have trouble.
Yes. And so that I was I wasn't surprised, but then it really made me happy. It made me very open my eyes and
make you feel hopeful.
Make me feel good. Not hopeful. Make me feel good. And here's the answers. There's not many. I just wrote down five of them, and then all of them are positive. But they all will say I'm same. Like one person might say something, the next one might say I agree with this person, like that. But the first one, there was one that these are 7th and 8th graders at Wounded Knee District School, and today we shared some thoughts. The first one said, I want the Lakota language. The words used was, I don't want it to die. And then again, she said, keep it alive. Okay. And then the other one was, this was really good. This one here, she said, I want my grandchildren to remember my culture. I want to be able to speak Lakota to my grandchildren. And that was really good.
Yes.
And then when she mentioned culture, that's also like, she is culture right now. And then another one said, my children will learn Lakota. And then these are just 7th and 8th graders. Another one said, so I can understand teepee, what the teepee is. And then another one, this one here, this young lady, she's right from Andes. And she said that she wants to learn the Lakota so that she can tell other people about the Lakota people. And that means that I think we talked about that one time. When you speak the Lakota language, and if I ask you about, if I wanted you to talk about the language or anything with the language, you grew up speaking Lakota. So today you can talk about the culture because you have a better connection. You're connected to the past culture. But if you don't speak like right now, if you don't speak Lakota sitting here, and if I ask you something about my culture, and you can talk about it, but then you're not going to have that connection because you don't speak Lakota. So I think that's what I got from this answer. And then another one said, slow kiapi. That means remember. And tuepi. That's very good too, tuepi. So, remember we always say that. Nitueki. Nitueki is lacking. Nituehech is lacking. That means we always say, know where you come from and know who you are, Kapsa. So I think this is what she meant. So, I learned a lot from that. And the other thing is, I do the songs that, we've been doing 3 songs. And we have another one, 4, in Lakota. The very basic one is Wanchi no Payamani song. And then another one will be, we call it Oboloyamani Oloa. And another one is remember Wheels on the Bus in Lakota. And then they all sing that Inkpata. So there's words in each one of those that we usually break it down and like Inkpata, Nawaji, Nashinanchitos, like that. And that thought, that each one of those words means something. So those, I used to do it with have the little guys sing those. Now, today, this group wanted to sing those and they did. And they really enjoyed it. And then they went around the circle and each one of them, like they do introductions to. Now, we do a lot of introductions in a little kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. But now we used to do that. We always do that, but sometimes we don't do it. But now they do that too, and they remember it. They will say, Karen, Karen, yeah. Uyuhpe wa tima chakfepe waya wa ilma bulawa ye. Wanyeti ma ake waji. Kilama ya pe. Toksha ake. Like that. And that's putting together maybe 5 or 6 thoughts right there. And that's not really much. But then there's other words that they know. So I think this group, they really, I'll use the word humble, I'll use the word, they wanted to do something. And before we used to tell this group, now this group also they have a teacher that is really concentrating on reading too. And that's really good. So I'm hoping that this group will, like, I always tell them, I said, next year, when you're done here, you're going to a different school. You're going to Pine Ridge or Kyle, Red Cloud, Crazy Horse, Landrew, Crow Creek, somewhere. And when you get there, I want you to know some Lakota. And I think that's what they're trying to, they remember that. So that's, so maybe someone is listening in Wounded Knee or in Manderson. Really proud of you, all the students there. And today, 7th and 8th graders, you did a great job. Keep it up. Keep learning Lakota. And another thing that I will add there is, when you're learning the Lakota language, then working with children will be parents and community. They really have to support that. And remember, we talked about the language nest. If you speak the language, then speak at home. Use it as much as possible. And it's hard, because today, when we were sitting there talking like this, we were talking English and Lakota. And we always say, when you come in through that door, try to speak as much Lakota as possible.
Yeah, and that's because today there's things, items that you cannot say in Lakota.
Yeah.
So, for example, you'll say, picture hejtua.
Yeah, picture. Tienta vietke. Takun tos.
Cup, like picture. There's a picture. So it's like that.
Yep, it's hard today, but we just have to persevere and we have to be committed. Okay, I wanted to touch on travels.
Wait, before we go any further, you mentioned a song that Inkpata.
Yeah.
Inkpata song. One of my students, one of my former students, wanted to learn that. She wanted her to teach her students that. So I wrote it down and I told her, I said, the Inkpata nama jina shina chitoze. I changed that shina to nabe. The Inkpata nama jina nabe chitoze. Umankish are Maya Lechikuana. I changed that to Wana. Wana Lechikuana. Because I always say that to my students. Wana.
So hey, honey, Inkpata Nawaji na Shinanchito se.
I changed that to Nampechito.
Maya. I had Chataku.
I heard Bulutrukta na Wana Lechikuana.
Kuana.
I tried that on my Trakojata.
Hello, que omspørste var kanskje noe spett logistikk av henne. Og da snakker jeg opp kjempe. Du kanskje nivå fra her på.
Actually, trošku hier we check hata Inkpata nawaji na bechito zanta you rahata like. Hey chao, hey wakekena. Wana lechikuana lecha. Le utra gestures.
Stelo. Hallo, kuchoya ko awahers obrakesnani. Lol in shitio umania. We're going to talk about travels. And many of you out there will touch on travels for not too much, because Karen 2 years ago she went on a travel for 2 months. She stayed at a different country, traveled hundreds of miles, visited maybe 3 different countries. But today it's really hard to do that. Remember one time we traveled, and it's just like paying $1 today, and then next time you pay $3. So it really went up. So if you're talking about hundreds, then it could go from 300 to 600, and then next time it goes from 600 to 1,000. So that's how much traveling.
Oh, the
expenses went. It's really high. But now, if you look at the travels that they advertise on the internet, some of them went down to like 200 and 300.
Mm-hmm. So
now you can travel.
So that means I can go somewhere again?
Well, if you have the money, you can.
This time I'll go to France.
So, anyway, the other night somebody was talking about travels, and they wanted to go to. I think someone said New Orleans, and then another one said, I want to go to San Antonio and see that Alamo.
Oh yeah.
Or that what do they call
that
it?
river walk.
The river walk. But it's hard to do that nowadays because of the gas and the expense in traveling. But maybe you have to really watch it, and when it goes down, that's when you have to travel, or get it and then travel.
Well, plan ahead, save, map it out, and.
For me, I used to drive to say 200 miles, travel to see my sister or relatives, and then the other was that in Labor Day. I drove up there, and I think you had something to do, so you didn't go. So I left here. I drove up to. I had to drive through Rapid City, pick up my son. Then we went to Eagle Butte, and we just went for one day. We left in the morning. We watched the Grand Entry. We ate, and then we came back through. I had to come back through Rapid City so he can get off. I came home, and I was sick for how many days? But a whole week. So now
you can't go anywhere.
I can drive, but I can't sit.
You can drive me to the airport.
So
I'll do the traveling.
Yeah. So anyway, I think my travel days are over. I'm not good. But I can still drive to Rapid City and back. But it has to be all day thing. So anyway, so we better not talk about that no more.
So you mentioned New Orleans.
That's out unless I ride the airplane.
But that's an interesting place to visit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of different. What I liked about it was seeing how people, how they set up like tables, and some guy would sit there and he'll have chess on one side, chessboard on one side, and checkers on one side. Mm-hmm. And then he'll have a can there for tips, and chairs too. And then so if you like playing chess or checkers, then you could sit down and maybe tip him something. And there's different ways.
I don't think I want to chess. Yeah.
I mean, not only that. I mean, the way they kind of do things to make some money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's remember those people that read your palm and or sell trinkets and the one that made me laugh was that old guy had a piece of paper pinned to his front of his shirt. Mm-hmm. It has jokes I tell. Has tips welcome. So it was an interesting place. I liked it. I got to cross that one canal or river several times on that ferry.
Yep.
And then I watched one-man band. And then there was a group there that played and sang blues music. Mm-hmm. I thought that I really enjoyed that one.
Yep, it's good to, if you can, and sometimes you get lucky, and depending on where you work.
The foods, too.
Yeah. You get to go places like that and see different people, different food.
It doesn't have to be work-related either, if you like to travel.
Yeah. Well, we better tell this story. We'll tell that story about the woman who lived with the wolves.
It's too short of a story.
Well, it's a long story, but I made it short.
I know.
I told this story. I told. This is
long
6 years ago. Yeah. So you can go ahead and
read it.
Yeah,
read a short story.
Yes.
The woman who lived with the wolves. A Lakota camp which had settled down for the winter was raided by Crow Indians. The Crows stole many horses and took a Lakota woman back to their camp. The Lakota woman was unhappy staying in the Crow camp. She missed her people. Some of the Crow women saw this and took pity on her. They gave her food, blanket, and told her to hide by a creek near the camp. She hid herself in the bushes along the banks of the creek. While the woman was hiding, 2 large wolves came upon her. The wolves growled at her and circled around her. The woman thought the wolves were going to kill her, but the wolves treated her kindly and guided her along a path to the east. The woman lived with the wolves at a rocky place until one day they took her back to her people.
Mm-hmm. And that's a
true story?
This is a true story. I mean, from what I learned from, because this happened around Opal, South Dakota. I bet you don't know where Opal is. Opal is when you get to Union Center going Sturgis, east from Sturgis. Or if you go on 212 from Sturgis, before you get to Faith, about 30 miles before Faith, you go south. And I went to that place before. I took some students there. So I'll read this in Lakota. We are Shugmani to T. Gapi. Hani Lakota ya Wani Tipi Ichuha. Kari Chashaya Shumanu Ahina Ota Mawi Chanapi. Nanakun Lakota Wialako Kiagalapi. Kari Chasha Tipi Hecha Wiankile Akipi Cha. Titapi Wichaki Sina. Lila Chanteshija. Na Chea Hashket. Karibian kiloma e toki aboza picha. Hea pishke. Toki shina etan kitarape. Shina kiloma shina kilema ena waite kilema ituna wakpala hechia inachma ya ukiakape wachato kile hechun shipi kile ichuna tohan vichasha kilema wokile yapi naish shumani yapi waya hatu chato ki hechun shipi wacha mani agla inachma kapi na uyik pasacha hechia tahangli ju hei chuha shumani tu thankanum elhipi hona oksha khlo umanipi doknish hemak tepi takeche shumani tu thankaki wastechakapi cha ob wani choka wiyohya pata ya vichupishke shumani tu thanka ob iruga mahel na ampete mahel ayatet hawaikta akipi kapi hechet وتهات لو يفترض لك الأواقاش إهاني أواقع كتابة لتخيها أو أنكابي لشوماني تتخنكاب كلمة أو لواشونيتشا
ونيوتو أبتا
ونيوتو أبتا أما هيتشا ويت أدريتشا لكوش كلاكا كلا ويت كلمة هيتشا هم نكون ونوش أوبا بنا تشا شوماني نشنجال 저는 이게 또 기능을 왁삭사나 왜착 없나 것. 그때 말로 아키피 해하 나군 특별 타와테 키 티피키 예아피 저 오키아카피 니 타와테 키 레차 티프라 저 예그라치 하도 또한 예그라치 오키아카피 키 에크포니앙 투라 그때 말로 왔나 엑타이 그렇게 하나 엑타이 키나 아케 yakuya chihata shina kile wachala kozayoya honna ektami yankte hata nupa kile kozayoya tonale genina kuta awan kwabnichach kina hunku ke wakina hunku kila yuksata chaya kap acha awan kwabon khawi kushkala ka kile shina ke nupa kile kozakap شغلانة تكلمنا كيلا وهلا هم لو بتشوي كيلا مسؤول لا أوبخلا وهيك تنختي فيث صافت كورا هو يجي هتا هيك ويختاتك هتا سيد خابي مكتمنا توبا وهي هيك يغغك هي تو هيك أكان جاوب هنكون هي جيوا هنكون تخنكوا وانيو بيت هنا هيك شنكي بهاكي هي لغات خنكوا وين وهيك
تا هيك أماني أماني
تكفى تيجي بازا هذا ما مش شخص هنا يعني كل نبكي تكسر بتشوية كم جنك أوقت هنا تاني مرة أنا كان هنا بيلا ما يابي كيلي راديو كله لكسيابو تهان غير مازاس كانش ويت لهمت نعم ما خد شغلنا تخلي إذا بتشتخيك كيابي أنت تكون لما تلتشي أوبو لتشا لواش تشونكلنا يعني ليلا إلاجج لتشا كيلي وجه خمس ولا لك أخوك تاكو كاش ونيجاك رأيت كلا ما جاتا تري
أوكي إيوه تشاب دونا تباه لكوليا بيهجي وكان جاكي ها لكوليا ويتاكوا na tejaki la kholia wo chaki akam e chano hanki a isha o kakhne gana isha la kholia pikte ta ampetu ashte yo hape ake ruksha ke wa to wa ukte.
We'll turn it back to Lloyd in Studio 1, or Studio A.